Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nasa Capital coming to you on a sort of cold evening from the Southern Hemisphere. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something completely different. I know we've done rough and ready crypto. This is not rough and ready. This is just something new, or something I thought I should mention. And people have been asking me, so what do you think the price of different cryptocurrencies are going to be? So from Bitcoin to Solana to, Sui and all that, people have been asking me all these questions. And so I decided to do a little bit of quick analysis here. And as you can see, we've got a falling wedge. This is Bitcoin, by the way, on the daily. We've got a bit of a falling wedge. And from that falling wedge, the current next price is about 111,782. That's the projected price for this at the moment. Now, why am I a bit confident about this? When one looks at the current chart on Bitcoin, you can see that, again, I've always liked to have the areas of demand and supply. There's an area of supply here where it is. And remember what I told you about this area of supply when I said to you that if you can break through this area between 101 and 106, that will be fine. Anyway, I think it was 103 to 106. It was now 101 to 106 based on what has been happening over the weekend. Now, there is something up here. I don't know whether you can see that. Let's just hide the wedges for just a moment. Let's just do that. And if you look, you can see this blue line here. This is an area of liquidity at about 107. And based on the color that I'm looking at, it's about 25% leverage. 50% leverage. So even though this has fallen, but what happened is, if you look at the price here, if you look at this area here as well, another 50% leverage. The price has come back, taking that area out. So I assure you that the next area for it is 107. And one can now see why it could quite easily get to 111. Now after that, I don't know how far it will go. I mean, if you remember some time ago, I posited it's going to be about 124,000. So people are positing between 123 to about 185,000 depending on who you listen to. So interesting times ahead on that one. But the reason why there is confidence here because of that area, that liquidation level. It's, as I said, it's a 50% liquidation, and there is absolutely no way they're gonna, the market makers are gonna leave that and not take that position out. Therefore, you can be guaranteed that it's going to 107. Now, it might not go straight up because this is an area of weak high here, as you can see. But from there, between this and this, very easy. In terms of Bitcoin, going up about $4,000, well, come on. Very, very easy for Bitcoin to do. So, no problem there. Okay. Next, I was asked about Ethereum. And this is what Ethereum looks like. Also, another series of lower highs and lower lows. And then you've got your falling wedge. Let's just throw on, let's do this. Let's just keep it. The standards are the standards, as they say. Let's just keep it that way, shall we? I know it's a bit crowded, but let's just do this so we can see it. So here, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, based on these wedges, this is the next target here. 2,890. Now, as we all know, Ethereum has actually suffered a bit of humiliation over time. I mean, no one was talking about Ethereum for quite a while and saying it's dead. Now, I think over the weekend or so, over the last week or so, we've had some upgrades and all that kind of stuff. Let me be honest with you, I didn't really follow the upgrades as closely as I should have. But then again, these are the type of things that makes crypto interesting. Now, again, if you look at it, look at the target area, and now look at these lines here and here. You see that blue line and you see the green line? These are also areas of liquidation. And now, what do you see? You see the target area here in confluence with these liquidation areas. And these liquidation areas are just above this area of supply. Now, it's not going to be too difficult for the Ethereum price to break through this. Number one, is small, and number two, look at this area here, this sparse volume in the volume profile. So I think we will get to about 2,800, probably even go up here. There's another area of another liquidation event. Let's hide the wages for the moment, and as you can see, you see these areas here, there, here, these are all liquidation levels, of which, if there's enough money, now when you see this blue one, that's 25 times leverage. This green one is, I think that's, no, the blue one is 50 times leverage. These are 25 times leverage. Now the darker one here, this is about 100 times leverage. I think I should change the color of that so it's more visible. But nevertheless, there is, as we've seen here, confluence, as we can see, to get to that, to hit that target. Now, so far so good. I think that the geopolitical situation, particularly concerning the tariffs, or rather should I say the geoeconomic situation, well, it's both geoeconomic and geopolitical, I think that has helped to see the boost of the price at the moment. As like I said before, there's another area up here. Don't be surprised if the price comes up to over $3,000 from where it is. Okay. Solana is a bit simpler. Far less grief on this one. We've got a bullish pennant, and the bullish pennant here tells us that our next target is about $212. Now, what's the confluence? The confluence is here and here. This one and this darker one here, that's 100 times leverage, and this 25 times leverage. So we're bound to see some activity, possibly taking out these two areas here before going up. Now, as I said, the standard is the standard. Let's just throw on our smart money concepts, as well as, oh, okay, and then let's go with the visible range volume profile. Again, you can see there's an area of supply right here, just above these areas of liquidation levels. So we're bound to see a little bit of a retracement, I think, and then can go back up. Now, I'm not sure. I think this area here is a 25 times leverage. It's not been taken out, so don't be surprised if the price briefly comes back, takes out this leverage here, and then goes back up. But we'll wait and see. It is Ethereum after all, so who knows? Okay. Very quickly, looking at SUI. Let's have a look and see. Did I put that on there? Yeah. Let's keep the standards, shall we? Again, SUI here, we've got a sort of falling wedge pattern posits that the target price is going to be $4.99, or say $5. Let's just say $5, shall we? Now, again, if you look, you can see these lines there. Let's hide the falling wedge for a moment, and you can see these lines here. These are liquidation level lines. Now, you see these circles here. It tells you whether there's heavy activity or not. The larger the circles, the heavier the activity. So please bear that in mind. These are not as heavy as some of the circles, but there's activity. And since it has that level of confluence with the target, I think we're bound to see a $5 SUI, despite the fact that it's got 1-2 supply areas to go through. If there's enough money up here, the market makers will make it happen. So there we have it on that one. So there's one more thing I want to look at very quickly. Oh, by the way, just very briefly, I was just trying something out on Bitcoin to gold ratio to see what we get, and areas of resistance through our Fibonacci. But I wasn't going to talk about that, but I just thought you should just see that briefly. We'll talk about this some other time when I've finished the research on that. What I really want to show you is some of these altcoins against Bitcoin. That's the real measure, to show you the strength of some of these coins. The first one here is Solana against Bitcoin, as we can see. And we've got a target of 0.0025. Now, look at what's happened. Solana against Bitcoin. He was losing against Bitcoin, coming down, and then he went back up. And he's been trading, literally trading sideways, and now coming back down again before showing this inverted head and shoulders, which in many cases is a bullish sign that the price is going to go up. So don't be surprised to see Solana go even higher. Don't let that surprise you at all. I suspect it's going to go higher. And as you saw, we posited for 212. But anyway, we'll see what happens. So this is just some more research on Bitcoin. So now let's look at Solana against Ethereum, shall we? Did I have it here? Yes, I do. Let's have a look at what we get here. And as you can see, Solana is also falling. Look at it there, it's going down, it's falling against Ethereum. And I think we can safely put, let's see if we can, let's see if there's a double bottom. No, there isn't. I thought that might be let's see, inverted head and shoulders. Do we have it? No, we don't. But we have some similar patterns here. Excuse me. But again, Solana is falling against Ethereum, and you can see that Ethereum has sort of gathered some strength, as you can see earlier. What else? Okay, so let's have a look at ETH versus Bitcoin. Again, you can see ETH against Bitcoin has just been an utter disaster. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, you know. And then it's sort of going up. As you can see, let's see if we can get some patterns going here. Sorry, wrong. Let's see, we should have a sort of wedge pattern. I think it's a falling wedge pattern. I think we should get one, shouldn't we? Yes, we did. And the target here is 0.03074. So if you multiply that by the current price of Bitcoin, which is what? Current price of Bitcoin is 101,916. 101,916 multiplied by 0.03074. So we're expecting, we might see Ethereum at 3,132. If you remember the chart here, we said 2,800 something here, but if you look at this area here, that's about 3,179. So don't be surprised, like I said, that it hits that spot. Excuse me. So anyway, I just wanted to go through some of these prices and tell you the kind of targets you should be looking out for. And if there's anything else, I will discuss it. So you'll be getting videos like this once in a while. I know it wasn't really scheduled, but I thought I should just throw it in there and let you see what it's all about. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And so anyway, that's me. So keep your eyes and ears open and you're trading sharp. Have a good one. Bye.